Welcome to sportsbookraeview.com. I'm Flash, and this is your home of Japanese and South Korean baseball. That's the KBO and the NPB. Jason Radowitz is our maestro, master, expert. We'll be talking to him in a very short while. But first of all, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button and ring the bell. Ringing the bell means that we can notify you and you will never miss any content right across the channel. And if you press the link in the description, then that will take you over to Jay's articles, and not just Jay's articles. We have many writers there on many sports. Jay, how was your weekend? Welcome, sir, and it's the start of another week.
Yeah, it was a great weekend. Can't complain at all. It looks like we're getting more sports and more sports coming back every single week, which is a little bit more fun with golf, NASCAR, and of course baseball in the morning. So it was a great weekend overall. I think what we saw in the NPB, it was really interesting how the Oryx Buffaloes got swept in 6 games by the Marines. So they lost all 6 games. We talked about it. How are these teams going to be able to, play in these 6 games, and what were the stats going to be like in wins and losses? Well, the Buffaloes just got swept in a 6-game series on the road against the Marines. So, yeah, that was pretty interesting, and will be interesting moving forward to see if any other teams had that kind of collapse.
It doesn't get any easier for the Buffaloes neither, because now they have to play against the Lions. So, I mean, everyone will be up against the Buffaloes, but that's in the Pacific Division of the NPB. First of all, as Jay said, there's more and more sports coming back. So that means we're going to need your thumbs up. We're going to need to know that you actually like this video, because we're going to be under pressure now, because there's going to be more sports coming online and they're going to try and edge us out. But we're going to stay strong, and we're going to start off with the KBO, Jay. I'm going to start off with the Eagles and the Tigers.
Yeah, so Hanwha Eagles actually lost their last 2 games over the weekend to the KT Wiz. So the Hanwha Eagles were kind of back, but not really back, and they went right back to how they're supposed to be playing. So, yeah, the Hanwha Eagles playing the Kia Tigers in this matchup, and I love Kia Tigers at minus 1.5 at around plus 100 even odds, which is pretty awesome against the Hanwha Eagles getting minus 1.5 plus 100. The reasoning for this one is I'm Ki Young going for Kia. He's one of the better pitchers in the back end of the starting rotations in the KBO. He's the 5th starter, so he's not supposed to be this good. But he's got a 2.91 ERA and a 3.13 FIP in 8 games started. He's got 39 strikeouts and just 7 walks in those 8 games. So I love this matchup for Kia going up against Zhang Shihwan of Hanwha. He's got a 6.21 ERA, an FIP of 5.18. The over is 14-5-1 at home for Kia. And Kia also hits very well at home. So I think that Kia is going to put up a lot of runs in this game. I like the minus 1.5. I think they'll be able to score multiple runs and have a bigger lead. You can even handicap 2.5 if you want to get a little risky, but I'll say a 1.5. Also, I like over 9 in this matchup. The lefties are hitting Shihwan with a 381 average, so guys like Preston Tucker and the other lefties in the Kia lineup should destroy in this one. I'm going Kia all the way in this one at minus 1.5, and then I'd lean towards over 9 in this matchup.
I love that, Jay. It's the first fixture we've gone through this week, or first game, and you've got official play, minus 1.5. You've mentioned minus 2.5. Listen, even the money line must be what? Only minus 140, 150 if it's a plus 100 minus 1.5. So you could throw the money line in there as well. Official play, first game up. Now the second game is the Wiz and the Twins, Jay.
Yeah, again, we saw the Wiz. They came back strong against Hanwha, won their last 2 games. The LG Twins have also looked really kind of a lot better as of late. Their pitching staff was incredible. If you watch their 2 games over the weekend, they've had up 0 runs in their 2 games over the weekend. So they won 2 games without their bats really doing much of the work. They got 3 guys that are still injured in that lineup. With the LG Twins, it's just rough because right now they're not scoring too many runs, but their pitching has really picked up slack, and their starting pitching has been really good. And the LG Twins are going back to another really great starting pitcher, Lee Min-ho, who's a rookie pitcher. This is his first season, has a 1.59 ERA, a 3.57 FIP. He's been terrific. The LG Twins are making sure that they only kind of start him, once a week, and they're really managing his innings, and they're putting a limit on him. But when he's out there, he's performing. He's only had games where he's allowed 2 or 1 run in those games. He hasn't allowed 3 or more runs in any game. He is having trouble going a little bit deeper, but again, in 4 starts, he's allowed just 5 runs and 24.1 innings pitched. And then Kim Min-soo for the KT Wiz, he'll take the mound. He's faced the LG Twins already twice this season in relief before he starting with the Wiz. In those 2 games, he went 0.1 innings in both games, allowed 2 runs in both those appearances. So 4 runs and 0.2 innings against the LG Twins in relief. He's a scary guy, man. He's not very good. He doesn't walk many batters, but again, even though the LG Twins don't have many bats in their lineup, I still like them around minus 150, minus 140, and they're on that range as an official play. I'd also look at under 10 in this matchup with Lin Min-ho on the mound. I think Min-soo, he has a 6.41 ERA, but a 4.56 FIP. He's been a little bit unlucky in his starts, and that's not just his starts, in his relief outings as well. So I think he'll do a little bit better against an LG Twins team that's really kind of struggling offensively. But again, I do think LG Twins score enough runs with Lin Min-ho on the mound to get that win. So I like as an official play, LG Twins. I'd also look towards under 10. And with Min-ho on the mound, I also like, as a lean, KT under 4.5. I don't see KT scoring many runs against Lee Min-ho, who's been terrific all season long.
Yeah, I love the way your confidence just come flying out on a Monday. Yeah, I love the Twins. I think the LG Twins, they'll be up in the first 3 come the end of the season anyway. Now, the Giants and the Dinos. Everyone's on the Dinos, but would the Giants, would they be able to throw a surprise in there?
Yeah, you keep picking up, getting my games that have official plays on. So another official play, Nancy Dinos minus 1.5. Another handicap minus 1.5. I got it around minus 135. It's probably around minus 150 now. So if you see this and you want to tail and take this, go get it now. Don't wait. The Dinos, this one's a pretty funny game. Kim Dae-woo's on the mound for the Lotte Giants, right? And he pitched in 2009 and 2010. Then he went and started hitting for the Lotte Giants from 2012, 2017. Had a batting average of like 212, not very good. Had like 7 home runs and 325 plate appearances. Went back to pitching, didn't have any appearances last season. Now he's pitching again in this season. First start of the season for him, he was pitching in relief. So this is the guy that went to pitching, to hitting, back to pitching. And this will be his first start of, I don't know, since maybe 2010, if he even started then. So, yeah, NC Dinos minus 1.5. Again, you want to go minus 2.5, be my guest. I definitely think the Dinos will destroy this one. Mike Wright's on the mound for the Dinos, who's been a lot better as of late. 2 starts ago, he got up 7 runs, but he did pitch really well in his last start. Again, you want to look at NC over 6.5. You can look at that as a lean for me. This one has Dinos written all over it because Dae-woo, man, he hasn't started since who knows when, and he was so bad at pitching, he moved to hitting. He was so bad at hitting, he went back to pitching.
Yeah,
so
he's just had a long rest, Jay. That's all he's done. He's just had a nice long rest.
Exactly. So, and Mike Wright, he's had a lot of experience playing the major leagues. He hasn't changed to hitting, so he's a pitcher. And I think he'll pitch really well against the Lotte Giants, who are struggling on the road this season. I think they're 8-16 on the road. Dinos are 16-7 at home. Everything favors the Dinos in this one.
Well, and we love the 3 official plays in the first 3 games. Wyverns versus the Lions. SK, they win some, they lose some. And the Lions, well, you know all about the Lions.
Yeah, this one I'm staying away from completely. It's really this is a scary one because SK, they got Park Jung-hoon on the mound. He has a 5.81 ERA and a 4.38 FIP. He's clearly the better pitcher on the mound going up against Choi Chae-hung of Samsung. Well, Samsung, they're without Tyler Saladino, who's their best hitter. So he's out of the Samsung lineup. So now they're very thin in their lineup. And the Wyverns scored 6 runs against Chae-hung in their first game against him. In 4.2 innings, they scored 6 runs. And we know SK doesn't score many runs. So if they're able to score runs on you, you know you're not pitching too well. And Jung-hoon, on the other hand, 6 innings against Samsung, allowed just 2 runs in that game. So the pitching matchup favors SK, but at the end of the day, Samsung, they're playing a lot better than SK throughout the entire season. SK, they're just 6 and 18 on the road all season long, so they're not playing well on the road at all. This is a stay away game for me. I like the SK matchup in terms of pitching, but they've been really bad on the road. And then Samsung, I don't know. So this is a stay away game for me.
What's the total though, Jay?
The total is 9.5. I will lean towards under
Yeah, I
9.5.
bet you lean
SK,
I bet you do.
yeah.
I mean, I was thinking
Yeah.
everything you were saying there leaned towards the under. And the last one is the Doosan Bears against the red hot Klwoom Heroes.
Yeah, again, this is another one where I'm staying away. Doosan, they're on the road. They've been playing really well on the road. But then Klwoom, they've been profitable as home underdogs. They're slight underdogs in this one, and Klwoom's playing really well. If I had to look at the pitching matchup, I'd probably say Lee Seung-ho was better for Klwoom. But if I would have any play on this one, it would be the over 10.5. Over in Doosan games is 19-6-1, so it's really profitable. And then both pitchers have an FIP of over 5 in this matchup, so I would lean towards over 10.5, but another one I'm staying away from.
Okay, well that's games 1 of 3 in the KBO. Let's just jump on the boat and get ourselves into Japan, and we're going to start with the Pacific Division. Now remember, they play 6 games in a series, and this is game 1 of 6. And we're going to start off with the Fighters and the Hawks, Jay.
Yeah, so SoftBank Hawks, they're going to have Matt Moore on the mound, and we talked about him in the first start. You know, he's coming from the major leagues, and he had a solid career in the MLB and kind of faltered towards the latter of his career there. He's still young, he's still a talented pitcher. Had a really bad outing in his first outing. He went just 4 innings, allowed 7 hits, 6 runs, 4 were earned, had only 4 strikeouts, walked 3, allowed a home run, and if he went all 9 innings, he would have allowed 16 hits. So he was pretty freaking bad. But on the other hand, we have Naoki Iwasawa of the Nippon Fighters. This will be his first start of the season. He started his first game of the season in the minor leagues. He only went 5 innings pitched, allowed 1 hit, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts, and 1 walk. But again, he didn't start in the major leagues to begin the season. So, what's the thinking about him is that he's not too great if he can't start up there. So I would lean towards SoftBank at -130. I think Matt Moore in his second game in the NPB will kind of figure it out a little bit more. No pun intended there. And I'd also look at the over in this one. Matt Moore was horrible. And then, SoftBank, they're not a terrible hitting team. And against Nippon with Iwasawa on the mound, I think they'll score enough runs. So I would lean towards over, which is around 8.5 or 9, around that range. If it's 9.5, I'd probably stay away from it too. Again, this is a stay away game for me. It's hard to figure out what Matt Moore is going to do in this one.
Well, we've got plenty of games. I mean, they're either leans or they're stay aways. It's up to everyone else if they want to just jump on or give us their own thoughts. Now, Eagles versus the Marines. The Marines came off 6 straight wins.
Yeah, so the Eagles are, for me, at -160, and also I'd probably look at it'd be tough. I'd lean towards under 9 in this matchup, but Futaki he allowed 4 runs in his first outing in 5.2 innings, allowed 3 hits, but whip of just 0.706, which was really good. And on the other hand, we have Hyoto Huge for the Rakuten Eagles. He went 6.2 innings in that first game, allowed 3 hits and no runs, 6 strikeouts and 1 walk. Looked really good. Futaki went 7-10 with a 4.41 ERA last season. He struck out 8 and walked just 2 per 9 innings last season. So he was pretty good. But if he pitches the way he pitched in that first game, I think the Rakuten Eagles, who are the best hitting team in the Pacific, will definitely capitalize against him. So my official play, like I said, is Rakuten Eagles at -160. Huge had a 3.24 ERA in 9 games in his NPB career. He's a young dude, striking out 7.2 batters per 9 innings and walking just 1.4 batters per 9 innings. So he's been pretty good since his debut in the NPB. I would go with the Rakuten Eagles -160 as a lean, or as an official play.
Yeah,
and
official,
then I would,
we like the official rather than the lean. And to wrap up the Pacific Division, we're going to go with the Lions and the poor old Buffaloes, who sit at 0-6 last week.
Yeah, this is the funny one. At first I'm gonna just make an official play over 8.5. The over is a 9.5, but I took the juice and I said over 8.5 in this matchup, which is around minus 160 instead of taking the 9.5. Um, Here's what we got here. We have Andrew Albers going for the Oryx Buffaloes, and we have Kona Takahashi going for the Cebu Lions. Albers had a 5.83 ERA last season in 13 games, and he allowed 6.25 runs per 9 innings last season when you include the unearned runs in that game. However, in 2018, he was 9-2. His record was 9-2. Was a lot better in 2018 compared to 2019. His first outing this season looked a little bit more like 2019, not 2018, but something still tells me that he can still perform to that level at 2018, where he was a lot better. Then you look at Takahashi last season, he had a 4.51 ERA. His walk numbers are really high, and he's allowed 5.11 career runs per 9 innings, which is obviously very shaky. So both of these guys allowed. So Takahashi allowed three runs in 5.1 innings. Albers allowed 4 runs in 6 innings in his last start. So I like the over. Obviously, these guys are both have been really bad in terms of allowing runs. But again, there's no way you can tell me that the Oryx Buffaloes are a plus 190 underdog in this one. There's just no way. So another bonus play. This is the bonus that I talked about on my Twitter that I didn't give out yet. I'm only giving it as an exclusive play on the show. The bonus play, I'm taking Oryx Buffaloes at plus 190 because there's just absolutely no way that they're this big of an underdog in this one. With Albers, who went 9-2 2 years ago, could be a little bit better. And the Buffaloes, they've lost a lot of games by 1 run, haven't been able to close games out in that 0-6 losing streak in that series against the Marines. It's a little different in this one. I think that the Buffaloes will get the job done. I like them at plus 190 as an official play.
Well, let's hope you're right at plus, what is it, plus 190? And I think that's just a overreaction for them to getting beat last week against the Marines 6-0. Let's go into the Central Division. Remember, these only have 3 game series, and it was also game 1 of 3. And we're going to start with the Dragons and the Tigers, Jay.
Yeah, this is the one I'm going to stay away from completely, and it might be something I stay away from the entire series because we have 2 of the best hitting teams in the league, and then 2 of the best pitching teams in the league. We always talk about how good pitching beats good hitting, but will that be the case in this one? I have no idea. Haruhu Hamaguchi. I'm sorry I can't pronounce it, but
well, you did all right. You had a go though, didn't you?
Yeah, he had 8.1 innings pitched, allowed 10 hits in his first outing, but he still went 8.1 innings, almost finished 9 innings in that first start. Struck out 7, walked 2. Looked pretty good in that game where he got the win. But then Tsuyoshi Togo of the Yomiuri Giants also got the win, and he went 6.2 innings, allowed just 4 hits, 2 runs, which was a home run, 7 strikeouts and 2 walks in that one as well. Togo went 5-1 last season with the minors and the NPB combined in 13 games, and then now he got another win this season, allowed no runs. So now his NPB ERA is now 2.84, or no, it's actually 2.35 in the NPB, 2.84 throughout his career, which has been very minimal with just 13 games. As he's a young guy, playing really well. And then Hamaguchi went 6-5, 3.17 ERA last season. So he performed pretty well. Didn't get too many wins though, which is a little scary. Talking maybe how the Baystars don't score when he's on the mound. So I would look at the Giants minus 132. Also look at over 8. I think that's kind of low for 2 teams that are pretty good at hitting. However, of course, both of these guys are great pitchers, and both teams are pitching really well with ERAs below 3.5 each. It's really tough. They're both really good teams. It's going to be a really fun series, so I might just sit back and watch it and not bet on this one.
And that's the way. I mean, we might get some pointers for the future. And the Dragons and the Tigers might be teams to be with in like future series. So take your notes and we'll revisit it. There's no problem. And what about the Swallows and the Carp, Jay?
Yeah, this is an official play for me. I got the Hiroshima Carp at minus 160. I'd also even look at leaning towards Hiroshima over 4.5, which is around the juice at minus 137. So that's pretty solid. Chris Johnson's going for the Hiroshima Carp. he had a weird outing in his first outing. He didn't look too good. Went just 5 innings, allowed 6 hits, 3 runs, struck out 6, and walked 3. But if you look at his last season numbers, he went 11-8 with a 2.59 ERA, struck out 7.6 batters per 9 innings last season. Johnson allows about 7.5 hits per 9 innings. He walks just 3, and his career numbers are 57 and 31 in the NPB with a 2.56 ERA. So even though he had a bad start in that first outing, it was against I believe it was against the Yomiuri Giants where he had that outing. So again, a good offense where he struggled, but the Yakult Swallows, they're not a terrible offense, but they're not the best either. The Swallows are going to pitch Gabriel Noah, who we've talked about has been really bad throughout his career. He was a former Met prospect, a former Baltimore Oriole pitcher, and in the MLB we'd fade him until our fingers broke. So he had his first start in the NPB, didn't look good in that one. And if you look at his numbers in foreign leagues, he's 0-5 with like an ERA of like a million. So, I would just not look at Gabriel Noah at all. I'd fade him forever. And I would take Hiroshima -160 as an official play.
Yeah, we like the official play against the walk-in fade. Okay, the last game is the Giants and the Baystars.
Yeah, so I'm just waiting for the Hanshin Tigers to do something offensively. They've looked so bad throughout the entire season, and it's just kind of scaring me. They're only against the Chunichi Dragons, and I'm just waiting for Hanshin to score runs because right now Koyo Aoyagi of the Hanshin Tigers, he pitched really well in that
Jay,
one
we're
game.
talking about the Giants and the Baystars, though.
I thought we already talked about that one.
No, you were talking about the Dragons and the Tigers.
No, I talked about when I was talking about Hamaguchi and Togo, I was talking about the Baystars and the Giants. So I apologize.
Okay.
So
the Giants and the Baystars was the game that you don't want nothing to do with because they're good pitchers and good batsmen. Is that correct?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
So don't worry about. I'll timestamp this anyway, and I'll get them to sort that out. But now give me the Dragons and the Tigers. There's not an echo. You're just doing what you like.
My apologies, but yeah, Koyo Aoyagi of the Hanshin Tigers. He went 6 innings, allowed 1 hit and 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, no runs. Looked really good for Hanshin, who's really kind of struggled this year. One of the bright spots for Hanshin was Aogi. And then for the Chunichi Dragons, Yuya Yanagi of Chunichi went 6 innings pitched, allowed 10 hits, 3 runs, had 8 strikeouts and 2 walks, allowed 1 home run. So I like Hanshin to potentially win this game. It's a lean Hanshin at +110 in this one. I'd also look at over 7 in this matchup. Again, I think the Hanshin will be able to score runs against Chunichi in this one. Although they've really struggled as of late, I think they'll be able to score some runs. So I would look at over 7. But the line is just at 7 because Hanshin Tigers have been really bad offensively. So the odds makers believe the Tigers won't be able to score against Chunichi, but I think they will be able to. They have some major league talent in that lineup. They have 3 guys that have hit in the major leagues before. They've struggled as of late, but I think that they'll be able to get it going against a pitcher like Yanagi, who has a 4.05 ERA in his career and allowed 10 hits in 6 innings in his first start.
Okay, so let's go back and let's have a little rundown with back in the KBO, 3 official plays, and they are what, Jay?
The 3 official plays will be the Kia Tigers at -1.5 at around +100 against the Hanwha Eagles. We're going to go with the LG Twins at -155, or I think it's a little bit lower now, so like -140 if you get it now. Against the KT Wiz, so -140 for the LG Twins. Also, NC Dinos -1.5 at around -140. And that'll be against the Lotte Giants in that one as well.
Okay, and there's 2 in the Pacific Division.
In the Pacific Division, we got 3 official plays. We're going to take the Oryx Buffaloes at +190 as the bonus official play. We'll get the over 8.5 in the Buffaloes debut Lions game. We'll go with the Rakuten Eagles at -160 over the Lotte Marines, and that win streak will finish up. And then the Central League, we'll go with the Hiroshima Carp at -160 as the official play in that division.
Okay, well, before I congratulate Jay on the most content shared on a video ever, If you like this video, then please subscribe, ring the bell, press the button. And if you ring the bell, then we can notify you and you'll never miss any content again. And as I said to you before, we're going to start needing them thumbs up of appreciation. Great job that Jay's doing. And also he writes, so press the link in the description. You can go over there and have a little read of his article as well. And not just Jay's articles, there's other writers on other sports and you'll have a great time over there. Jay, good luck. Start of a new week. Let's get that plus 190 in. And then from there, we can just cruise.
Yeah, that'll be an exciting one for sure. That's why it's a bonus play, because there is no way that team is a plus 190 underdog. So good luck to everyone, and I hope we all cash it.
Yeah, and remember, you can always play plus 190 at the start. They get themselves in front. You may even be able to bet the other side at plus money as well. Sit back, relax, and smoke a cigar. You take care, and we'll see you again tomorrow.